yin-yang within, balancing logic and intuition. For most of my adult life, at least the last 14 years before I became a mother, I ran almost entirely on masculine energy. I lived, worked, and thrived in a world that rewards logic, structure, and data-driven decisions. My mind was my sharpest tool. I made pros and cons lists for everything, weighed the data, calculated the risk, and took only reasoned and rationalized smart steps forward. Whether it's deciding what to study, where to move, all the way down to what couch I will buy. And it worked. That mindset built my career, earned my degree, and helped me deliver projects at work that made measurable impact. Masculine energy, logic, structure, solution oriented problem solving felt safe, predictable, and rewarding. But motherhood showed me how off balance I'd been. The awakening of my feminine energy. Motherhood cracked me open in a place where logic didn't always apply, where my baby's cry could mean hunger, gas, or simply the need for touch. There was no dashboard, no checklist, no certain answers. That's when I finally met my instinct, the quiet, knowing voice I'd carry all along but rarely trusted. I would jolt awake from deep sleep seconds before my baby rolled too close to the edge of the bed. I somehow knew if he needed a cuddle, a nap, or Tylenol without any rational reason. It felt like my body was predicting the immediate future, as if an invisible thread tugged me to move now. That was my feminine energy in action, full of feelings and inner knowing, and my analytical brain took a backseat. Instinct is the feminine form of intelligence. It's intuition blended with emotion, empathy, and embodiment. It does not reject logic, it completes it. It doesn't replace logic, it completes it. Wisdom lives in the pause. Before action, there's a breath. That pause is where wisdom sits. That pause is where your knowing resides. My old self sprinted from data to decision. My new self listens for micro signal, the flutter in my chest, the deep sighs, the tiny drop of calm. Wisdom likes quiet. Instinct whispers, logic translates. It's not something you chase, it's something you tune into. You don't have to meditate for hours to access it, though that helps. You just have to get quiet long enough to notice the nudge. It's not about logic versus feeling. It's logic informed by feeling. So instinct plus logic equals to intuition. Inner knowing can guide outer knowledge. The yin and yang are partners. Logic and instinct, masculine and feminine, structure and flow, each needs the other to exist. If logic gives you direction, instinct gives you timing. If logic provides clarity, instinct gives it soul. Together, they make intuition, a bridge between your inner knowing and outer action. For years, I let one-sided lead the dance. My mind dominated and my heart simply followed order. The more I trusted my instinct, the more I realized true superpower lies in the integration of both. When logic and intuition merge, you don't just make smart decisions, you make the right ones that will give you both success and inner peace. You start moving in sync with life's rhythm rather than against it. It may not always be the most comfortable path, but it will be the right path. The door that wouldn't close again. Relearning the language of intuition. During postpartum, my instinct was on steroids. It was always there before, but often overpowered by my logical brain for any decision making. However, during postpartum, I started trusting my instinct on purpose. I had to, because my instinct proved me time and time that it's right. That trust opened a door I couldn't see, unsee, and couldn't close. I had to learn more, hone its power, and deep dive in its discovery because, quite frankly, it felt like a superpower. I dove into books that put words into my feelings, gave me language for what I'd felt for years, and recognized that I have been carrying my injured instinct. Different voices, same echo. We heal by remembering our inner knowing. and using it. Before motherhood, my instinct flared too many times. I just didn't give it enough respect. One time at a gas station, I felt chills down my spine. No proof, no data, just a strong feeling to leave. I told my husband, skip the bathroom, drive the car. We drove away. I can't explain it. That energy felt wrong. The character, the vibe, the air. That day, I was forced to listen. It was from fear and as a last resort, but I listened. Sometimes intuition saves you from things you'll never know you have avoided. And sometimes it's hilariously mundane things, like choosing a different toilet stall just because, only to realize the water was not working in that particular one. Back in 2020, during some of my darkest time in the pandemic, I studied about the liminal space, that in between where the past is gone, the future isn't here, and you somehow still know it's going to be okay. I created some transitions intuitively when situations weren't working. Other times I took precise logical steps. The intuitive steps weren't understood by my closest people, and sometimes it didn't quite make much sense to me either, as it did not show me results right away all the time. But they were most definitely my most transformative decisions. So here's a fun exercise to do. Take your instinct out on a date for one day. Do all the things your gut feeling, your sixth sense, your inner knowing, your God tells you to do. You make hundreds of decisions and choices throughout the day. Let your instinct take the wheel and drive on the path that feels right instead of what Google says. And then see what happens. Trust yourself, and I can guarantee you it will reward you. Although you may not see the end result of the future, but instinct is a great cheat code to see your immediate future, the reasons behind your action, and a trusted guide that will lead you to the path the universe has planned for you. It usually leads you to the greatness you never could imagine for yourself with your logical brain, because it's divinely planned. Your logical brain may only show you the goals that it can grasp from the outer knowing. But if you surrender to your intuition, it will take you to the goals far bigger than your imagination ever could take you, and that too with peace. Generational wound, injured instinct. As I deepened my understanding, I started tracing my pattern back through generations of women before me. My mother, like many women of her era, endured more than she expressed. She loved through food and nurture, but she also silenced her need in the name of peace. My grandmother survived through fear, learning early that safety meant compliance. That fear, that silence, became our family's inheritance, an injured instinct passed down through time, the family heirloom we never asked for. And I carried it too, staying quiet when I needed to speak, guilt for buying myself anything just because, relying on outer approval and asking permission just to be myself. Now I have decided it ends with us. Healing began when I stopped outsourcing my knowledge, when I stopped needing permission to trust myself. Isolation, the soul sea, and returning to land. When I started truly listening, I felt more alone. The inner journey can feel like diving into a deep soul sea where there is so much to discover that you don't want to come up for air. But we have to return to land, do our day job, mother our kids, build our marriage, fold the laundry, make doctor's appointment. With the light we found underwater. And we must keep visiting the soul sea as frequently as we can. Creativity became my rope back to shore. As a working mom balancing family and career in a new city with not many friends, I wrote to be seen, to connect, to find my people. Most of my daily life is work and family, so my day-to-day stories are about work and my family. I had to practice collecting my own inner bones from the past, the crooked, the smooth, the heavy pieces of my history, and let myself feel and then write about them in a desperate attempt to connect. Resurfacing deep past experiences can be intensely emotional. So I let myself feel all the feelings, sometimes cry and mourn for what must be forgiven and let go. But it was required to pick them up, to find the learning, and bring myself holistically back together with all the bones, crooked and all. The power of inner union, using outer knowledge and inner knowing. This is not logic versus feeling, masculine versus feminine energy. It's logic informed by feeling, coexisting with both energy that we all have regardless of our gender. Use the spreadsheet and the body check. Read the research and read your breath. Set aside your ego and let your inner knowing take the wheel for a while. There is God inside you. It may feel chaotic or even stupid at first. Give it an honest shot. Often, peace is the reward even when the path looks zigzag. Self-sabotage is often self-rescue in disguise. When we ignore intuition long enough, it may act out. We accidentally tank a job we hate, we create drama in the relationship we have outgrown, we nudge ourselves towards the exit without admitting we want to leave. Wouldn't it be better to listen early, almost see an immediate next future? You may not see 5 miles ahead, but intuition will give you the next right step. Take it, then take the next one appears. Your body knows. Intuition also lives in the body. How to nourish yourself, how to feed your child, what food your family actually needs right now. Listening isn't a spa day luxury. It's a daily practice that makes meals simpler and health steadier. You make so many decisions during the day with your mind. Try to connect the dots on your bodily feelings as well while making those decisions. Is it exciting? Is it my fear speaking? Does it feel wrong even though it makes sense as the right step? When you hold on to your feelings, a tear or a negative emotion, they don't disappear. They linger, making you unhealthy through exhaustion, anxiety, or straight up sickness. Feel your feelings, honor them. That's respecting your instinct. This isn't just for women. Men need this. Leaders need this. Dads need this. Dads, providing is half the equation. Nurturing is the other half. Today's fathers are closing the gap fast as present fathers. Intuition isn't hers, it's ours. Leaders, emotional intelligence is strategic. Know when to be stern without bruising. Listen to the intention beneath the word. The best work comes from teams that feel seen and guided. Communicating assertively your desired outcome without hurting someone's feeling is fueled by emotional intelligence that comes from feelings. How to rebalance your yin and yang within. Number one, pause first. Wisdom sits in the pause. One breath before you answer, send, or buy. Number two, name the nudge. Tight chest, not it. Flutter in the belly, yes. Label the signal. Number three, run the two checks. Inner knowing, which is body cue, outer knowing, which is fact and data. Decide with both. Number four, practice speaking up. One honest sentence a day. Number five, you make thousands decisions. Give instinct a chance in a few. Number six, create a liminal space. 5 quiet minutes, eyes closed, watch thoughts pass like cars on the road. Keep returning to hear your inner voice through quiet stillness. Number seven, feed your soul, not just what sells. Choose the project that brings peace, then optimize. Peace is also profit. Number eight, tiny self-priorities. Give back to yourself for no reason. A small, unjustified yes repairs injured instinct. Number nine, return to land. After the deep dives, come back and live, work, parent, partner with the light you found. Takeaways. Balance is a power. The union of logic and instinct make decisions both smart and right. Wisdom lives in the pause. Don't skip the breath. That's where guidance arrives. Future telling is local, and your inner self already has the inbuilt map. You don't need to see destination, just the next right turn. The universe planned your destiny, you just need to keep on driving. Self sabotage is also a message. If you won't say it out loud, your actions will. Listen sooner. Nourish what's real. Do the things that feed your soul, not just what trends. Peace is the price. Everyone needs both masculine and feminine energies. Parents, leaders, creators, none of us get a pass. Neither energy is superior. Both are required. Close your eyes, take a breath, listen. Your instinct already knows. Your logic just needs to believe her, and then the path appears, one right step at a time. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. This is Maisha Tarnam. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast about my blog post.